Good afternoon, everybody. Patrick Wills here from Hubby Recruitment. I'm having a conversation this afternoon with Adrian Deacon from Hubby Mount Ommaney in Queensland. Adrian's known as Ace by everyone. Ace, would you like to say hello and introduce yourself?
Hey guys, how you doing? My name's Ace, and I recently bought the Mount Ommaney territory in Queensland.
Terrific. Ace, tell me, mate, what sort of solutions are you offering your customers?
Solutions, so pretty much I'm a carpenter by trade and plasterer by trade, and I've got a little bit of knowledge in everything. So I sort of extend from carpentry works, plastering works, tiling, painting, potentially concreting, depending on sort of how big it is and whatever other fruitful stuff that comes up.
Yeah, okay. So it doesn't really matter what it is, you're prepared to help the customer out and give them a solution.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, terrific, Ace. So you're very qualified, Ace. You've I noticed sitting behind you there, you've got a number of placards on the wall, mate.
Yeah.
What qualifications are you carrying?
So I've obviously got the carpentry ticket and the plastering ticket, and I used to dabble in the commercial construction world. So I've got the Cert 4 in building construction, the diploma of building construction, and I think a diploma of project management and workplace health and safety, because we've got to be safe.
Absolutely, mate. Fantastic. You're almost too qualified to be a hubby, I think, in some respects, mate.
Oh no, it all adds to it though.
Yeah, it sure does. So, Ace, 12 months into the business, what are the challenges that you've faced so far?
The challenge is obviously you are responsible for your own business. You're not just an employee, and once the day finishes and you clock off, you go home, you don't have to worry about it. You do sort of have to keep an eye on, you are responsible for your spendings, your earnings, your invoicing and your quotations, and making sure it's all right. Once you sort of get a good grasp of that and you balance it with your work-life balance, it becomes pretty good. But like everything at a new venture, it can be a little bit tricky at first, but obviously the help from Hubby, you follow the process, you can't go wrong. Pretty much.
Yeah, terrific.
Yeah.
Ace, I often talk to people that are looking at coming into the business about that thing called work-life balance. Often that's the thing that guys are missing in their work life, working for a boss who's expecting not only their pound of flesh these days, but all your veins and arteries as well. How are you finding that work-life balance has played out for you as a hubby?
Oh, look, it's much better. I worked as a construction manager, and I gave blood, sweat, and tears for years on end, and thought there's got to be more to life. So I joined Hubby to have a crack and see what it was all about. And the work-life balance, it's honestly, it's second to none. It's the most I've actually traveled overseas and nationally in my adult life, the first year for working for Hubby, than I have my whole adult life. So it's been pretty good.
That's fantastic. So I'm guessing your wife's pretty happy that you've joined Hubby as well.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life, right?
Exactly. Ace, let me pursue that happy wife, happy life comment that you just made there. I often speak to blokes and they say, Pat, I'll just have a chat to the missus and get back to you. And I never hear from them again, Ace. What was your wife's reaction to your telling her that you're thinking about leaving your well-paid job and starting up your own business with Hubby?
Oh, definitely there was doubts there, because it was the safety net could potentially be removed into something that was unknown and whether it would work for me individually.
Yeah.
And I'm early to mid 30s, so I'm still young, but not that young, I guess. And we just sort of thought, you know what, let's just give it a go. And from what I can gather, it's good business. I've heard good things about it. There's no reason why it shouldn't be good to me. And we were over in America before I purchased the business, and we were spending over, having a great time. And I was so terrified to come back, but excited at the same time. I don't know which emotion was higher, but it was it was fantastic.
Just backpedal a little bit, Ace. So, Ace, you've been in the business now, 14 months to be precise, I think it is.
Yeah.
We'd often talk about, Hubby is such a well-known and trusted brand that is the best leverage and the best foot in the door you can get in this industry. We do a launch marketing campaign before you hit the road while you're in our 2-week training program. How much marketing have you done since you started the business, Ace? And don't worry, anything that you say will not go beyond this platform here.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I haven't done any marketing.
You've done none.
No, I haven't needed to.
Yeah, okay.
I probably should, but I haven't needed to.
So have you had a look in your marketing box to see what's in there?
I don't even know the password.
Mate, well, look, that is great. You know, it's nice to know that the business is very strong. And it's wonderful that, you know, a young bloke like yourself can come in and just hit it off like that. Certainly no rush there. I speak to a lot of young fellas and they're always very keen to be entrepreneurial and, you know, make lots of money and what have you. I'm assuming that you've left a job that was paying you pretty well. Have you been able to replicate your earnings with Hire a Hubby relatively easily?
Yeah, I haven't changed my lifestyle.
Haven't changed the lifestyle, except you got a better lifestyle.
Yeah, different shirt on too.
How does that magenta shirt work for you, mate? You do look good in a bit of pink.
Yeah, who doesn't like a man enough to wear pink, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, yeah. Do you find that having that shirt on attracts attention and people start talking to you when you're out and about on the street?
Yeah, you definitely get noticed. Sometimes you get asked things on how to fix stuff when you might be at a service station on how do you fix this door or something like that, and you can give some pointers here and there.
Give them your card.
Yeah, give them a card. But yeah, obviously wearing a magenta shirt, you're a bit of a beacon because there's not many companies that have the magenta shirt.
Deacon the beacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll edit that out. Okay, Ace, so, you know, I'm imagining that you've had quite a number of job requests by now and you would have seen a variety of different things come up. What sort of work are you doing?
Doing lots of plastering repairs, lots of doors. Sometimes it might be like little renovations, or it could lead to like a bigger renovation. It could be turning spaces into bedrooms or games rooms or man caves. It can pretty much stem from just about patching a wall to doing like a set of man cave or converting a shed into a games room or even like a little granny flat. There's a massive variety of what it can lead to and what you can do.
So Ace, obviously Hire a Hubby. We're the small to medium job specialists. However, a lot of guys take this business to the next level if they've got the appropriate licenses.
Yeah.
Obviously, mate, you've had a lot of those smaller jobs that customers have got you back to do bigger things, and it leads on to bigger and better things. Having that license enables you to do what sort of work, and what are you doing?
Oh God, yeah. The little stuff, believe it or not, is where the big stuff comes from. It might be putting a dryer on the wall, and all of a sudden they go, "Hey, we want to do a renovation over here, and we want this done." And you're like, "Okay, that was pretty handy that I hung that dryer because there's 2 weeks worth of work, and not bad." So it definitely leads into it, and I think the biggest thing is just being personable with your clients. That's sort of why they like you, why they pick you.
Yep.
As you can relate to them. Yeah.
Well, I often say we're a customer service business. We just happen to do handyman work. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So, Ace, I get a lot of inquiries from tradies. And unfortunately, when I tell them about the costs involved with Hire a Hubby, the response is often, "Why the hell would I do that? I'm a licensed carpenter. I can go out and do this myself." What would you say to that, Ace?
I'm a licensed carpenter.
What would you say to that? You know, you're a licensed carpenter. You've come on board Hire a Hubby.
Well, Hire a Hubby is a well-branded, obviously, franchise. Everybody knows it. The heavy lifting's been done. The software's been done. The call center's been done. The advertising's been done. You're a shoe-in already without having to do the marketing. You're not having to go essentially door knock and hand out flyers. You're with the number one, essentially Australia's handyman service. So you're sort of a foot in the door already. And then by the time you're in the door and you start working, you become so busy anyway that you don't need to worry about marketing, like I mentioned earlier. It's just it makes more sense to do it this way than to try and go out by yourself and not have any. I mean, you'd essentially be going up against people like Hire a Hubby
with their good operational systems and way they do things. Yeah. Okay. Terrific, Ace. Being a carpenter involved in bigger projects, Did you have any concerns that you'd be bogged down doing little tiny maintenance jobs and things that were beneath your capabilities, perhaps?
I think that comes down to your attitude and your perception of what you think is beneath you. Sometimes the jobs that are beneath you are probably because you may not have the skill to do it, or you couldn't be bothered to do it. It turns out to be they're usually the ones that you enjoy towards the end, because you're like, oh, it's actually a lot easier than what I thought, or this isn't actually bad. And then you can go, hang on, there's actually a bit of money to be made in this. Like, I used to think it was tiling. I never liked tiling. And now it's actually like, you know what, it's not that bad. And it's a good earner and it's not too bad. But I do think that definitely comes down to attitude.
Mm-hmm. And with your license, being able to do those bigger jobs and get that financial reward as much as the personal reward from looking back at the end of the day and seeing what you've constructed, you're still getting that satisfaction working with Hire a Hubby?
Oh, absolutely. Like the amount of pictures I have on my phone of taking, like when you start and finish a job, and I send it to buddies sometimes of, hey, look at this. How good's this? This has come up a treat. It's very good. And the other thing I did notice once I obviously was in with Hire a Hubby, it's so much more different when you do a job, you quote it up, and you do quite well out of it, and you see the money hit your bank, and you go, well, this is what business is about. Okay. That's a pretty good reward, because obviously working for someone else, you never see that. You just see your same weekly pay come in, week out. When you have your own business, it's very exciting when you quote a job, do well on it, and the money comes in for the reward.
And it's all yours.
It's all yours.
Ace, I was talking to your field support manager last week, and he said something to me I find a little concerning, that you have some PTSD issues. Are you comfortable to elaborate on that for me?
Yeah. So when I used to work in as a commercial construction manager in the building industry, the Outlook message tone that you would get from your emails, I heard it go off on a phone call the other day, and it was like a flashback of just the utter stress of not endless emails going off at all hours of the night, and the heart racing, the anxiety's going there, hardly any fingernails, like just, yeah, it was a bit of a flashback, and it was like, oh, I do not miss that.
So I guess, mate, from my conversation with you this afternoon, and I'm the guy that first talked to you when you came on board.
That's true.
It's really good to hear how much you're enjoying it and how well you're going.
Yeah.
Is there any regrets at all?
Should have got in a little bit quicker. I was spending more time procrastinating and trying to figure out what the catch was, and in the end, it was like, you know what, let's go through with it, and it's been good to me ever since. So it was. I think that was probably the thing that, yeah, you're stewing on it for a while. You're thinking about it. Yeah, yes, you know. And like I said, when I was over in America before I obviously purchased a business, I was so terrified but so excited at exactly the same time. And it was a new challenge. It was something to, I guess, put your headspace into, and it's yours.